Hi Sagittarius, what's up? Oh wow, you got a bonus card. We're gonna keep that right there. This is Naveen Ferguson. You've reached the channel. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so Sagittarius, we are going to do a singles love reading for Sagittarius for January the 5th to the 31st, 2023. Okay, and we're also going to include the extended reading in this YouTube vid. Normally, I would direct you to go to the link below in the description box with the patreon.com/Naveen Ferguson to see the extended. But today, I'm going to include it in this YouTube message. And of course, if this resonates with you and you want to further support the channel, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon and all that kind of good stuff. And to further support the channel, definitely consider becoming a YouTube member on my Patreon page. Link in the description box below. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for the single I always combined two words just now. It's a single Sagittarius in love for January 5th to the 31st. There seems to be a few extra activities. Even the bonus card. Whoa, it's all in frame. That's surprising. Okay, so let's see what's happening with you, Sagittarius. Okay, so right off the bat, it seems that you okay. This is interesting. For a lot of you, Sagittarius, you are organizing your finances, you're organizing your resources, you're organizing your physicalities in life in order to entertain the potential of a relationship, as it were. So that's what's coming across here with the King of Pentacles. So this is you really honestly making space in your world whereby you can love on your relational interest. Okay, that's what's coming across here. So, which is admirable, I would say. You know, you want to be able to accommodate and be authentic with the way you express love, which is, it would seem, in a lot of a physicality, as it were, gift giving, servitude, and kind of like being there in a physical, tangible way. That's how you seems to show a lot of love, a lot of interest. In order to do that, you, as you are in your life, you're just putting things together. And let's see what's the clarification of that. Yeah. So, and I was sensing that too. Like in 2022, I sense a lot of you might have been a bit scattered in your resources, but you're putting an end to that. And the Ten of Pentacles definitely the Ten of Swords definitely comes out to say that. You are done with kind of haphazardly moving your life around physically, especially for people who aren't deserving of your love. You're realizing that more, and as we're now in 2023, it's almost like a light switch has come on with you, and you realize that, you know what, if you're going to go through the effort of organizing the structure of your physical love to give and to offer to an interest, then it's going to be something of note and of quality, and you're not going to be wasting your time and your efforts anymore on those who are not going to appreciate it. So you're done with that cycle. That's really cool. So let's continue on, Sagittarius. Oh, snap. Okay. So we have the Five of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is actually really good sign. Notice how I said you were done with the Ten of Pentacles the Ten of Swords over here with the King of Pentacles, as you are turning over a new leaf in your structure, as it were. You have gone through a lot of varying levels of heartache, a lot of intellectual battles, and a lot of physical battles when it comes to the aspect of love. You've also been kind of inadvertently hurt and abused, and also directly hurt and abused with people taking advantage of you, and you having to fight through so many different types of emotion and justifying things within yourself, and clarifying things and giving certain people the benefit of the doubt, and actually going beyond your good judgment, as it were, in order to accommodate various things. But you're now at a place where, you know what, that's done. That's done. I'm going to focus on that one special interest, that one relational structure, however that may be. I know everybody has different type of relationships. Okay, so in when it comes to love in this capacity, for my single Sagittarius, you looks like you will be finding possibly this month someone to really charge towards and really fight towards in a certain respect. You see the potential. So this may be happening a little bit early on in January, a little bit early, maybe in the first 2 weeks. And when you find that person, again, like another thing is going to click. It's interesting, where you will put all your investments into that love interest. And because you want to put your focus in carving out that time in your life, carving out that resources in your life to accommodate the flowing towards that interest, the universe is also going to meet you to a certain place where it's going to help accommodate the necessary resources for you to pursue this interest. Whether that may be creating time in your life, extra financial gains in order to use towards this capacity. And some of you may also be becoming enamored with someone who has levels of finances and resources, which also will complement you and each other. So that's a nice give and take that I'm feeling here as well. So it's not like all on you regarding any what do you call it, dates and walks and adventures and stuff like that. There seems to be a coming into a level of balance to a certain extent, a potential, but the universe is definitely going to help guide you with your resources, and definitely going to open up avenues in which to further entreat, further look into the possible love affair. So let's take a look at the clarifications. Yeah, look at that. It literally just you cannot make this up, Sagittarius. Look at that. The clarification for the Five of Swords is coming across as Temperance and the Fool, and that is the clarification for the Ace of Pentacles as well. So whilst you will decide to pursue this love interest, remember the Fool, the beginning. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's perfect. You don't know what's gonna happen, and you which is like the Fool is almost like a sense of faith in a certain respect, but you are allowing your emotional structure and what you've learned from the past to assist you in taking this leap of faith, this leap of interest. But the clarification is also coming with Temperance, which is a clarification, so that in the progress of this possible pursuit, take it slow. Things need time to marinate and develop. You want to possibly dote on this love interest, like put your all in there, but you must allow for space, allow for cooling, allow for healing, allow for the sparks, and allow for the like a flowing dynamic. You can't just go in there all guns blazing, as it were. Okay, take step by step and time. Give yourself time and give them time. Okay, so that's the clarification that's coming across. So it's also helping you and guiding you, and which also makes sense with the universe also giving you the Ace of Pentacles to assist you on this plausible interest. So moving forward, yeah, look at that. So the Page of Pentacles. So this is now basically you using the tools of the universe, because he's holding the Ace of Pentacles in his hand, and he's using his resources that was given to him as he figured out certain things and he delegated certain things, and even the what do you call it? What I'm searching for, the collaboration, I guess, or the reciprocation of the other interests. So he's using those pentacles in a way where he's moving in a focus, non-shaky, non-questioning pursuit. Like he's not questioning, is there better out there? He's not questioning, should I really give this a chance? He's very focused on actually giving this a chance. And it's starting to complement him in ways he did not realize. So in January, you may also start to look further into yourself, the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you dress, and the choices on which you decide to move in certain venues. A lot of that's being also affected by this love interest. So it causes you to walk a different way, as it were, in a good way. You will start to feel yourself changing because you're pursuing this love interest. I think it may also make you a bit more responsible in your life, may make you also a bit more focused for the possible long-term events. So your interest may be turning in the mid part of January to the latter part of January into a possible inkling of a possible long-term possible relationship. You'll start to possibly see that, okay, this could possibly go all the way, So let's see a clarification for the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that. The Seven of Wands. There will be, in this interest, certain levels of a heated talk and certain levels of heated action. In fact, they may coexist at the same time. So within your physicalities, dates, or watching Netflix, or just going for some ice cream, going jogging, whatever that is, however physicalities is for you, there will also be a lot of back and forth communication. So you're meeting someone who is who has a mind of their own. I'll say it like that. However, the back and forth thing, it may be a bit more aggressive. Aggressive might not be the right word. Okay, the word I'm searching for is basically the topic matter of discussions may not be as complementary. So their mindset may not be as similar to yours, but it's not necessarily dissimilar to yours. They just view things in a few other different ways, possibly a myriad of different ways, depending on the subject matter, or depending when the subject is delivered, or the situation regarding the subject. They may have different views according to those specific times, whereby you will also understand that, but you may also have a slightly, how would I put this? One particular way of looking at something, but you are acknowledging that your way may be the practical way, and that certain other ways may never happen. But it's good to talk about it. It's good to possibly fantasize and consider, and it's fun to consider those dynamics. So I sense possibly their practical to a certain extent stance may sometimes clash with a bit of their how would I put this, there are multiplicities of stances. So this would give an insight a bit into who you may be dealing with, the relational structure. You may be dealing with a lot of a flexible tone of an individual, or however your relational structure is, who has a lot of plasticity, if that's a word, like plasticity. Yeah, plasticity. Okay, and that will further grow you. I can see that's why you were growing here. That's why you're growing here. That makes perfect sense with this clarification. It's because this is not a it's not a simple love interest. This love interest will challenge you. It will challenge some things that you think and further challenge your way of being. So it's actually a growing experience, and it would seem for both of you. So let's move on, Sagittarius. Okay, so we have here the Knight of Swords. So as the events and everything goes on, I'm sensing that now, wow, I'm sensing now it's bleeding from the latter part of January into the starting points of February. This is where you may go on certain excursions. Well, that's moving kind of fast in certain respects. I'm not against fast, by the way, but I'm just revealing that to you so that you can consider. Okay, for fast motion with certain people, it works. You know, for some people, they just need to take a bit more of a moment. But it looks like there may be, for some of you, there may be some small excursions. Okay, maybe some small weekend trips that y'all might plan together to further get to know one another, and that would be literally the basis of knowing one another. Like the whole purpose of the trip would be to know one another a bit more. And I sense this may be more so for the older singles. Yes, I sense this is a bit more for a bit of the more mature singles. I'll say it like that. Okay, maybe around the late 30s, early 40s. Okay, some of you early 30s. But I don't necessarily feel this going beyond the 30s. I think it's like 30 and up, whereby you will literally start, because it's like you all have a focus. It's like you're looking for that one or that relational structure. You're not really interested in playing games. You're trying to now hit that next chapter of life. Who complements you in this current life path. You know what I mean? So that's literally the intent. The intent of the trips or the excursion is to get to know one another more. It's not to, just to waste time or something like that. I just want to see if this is a possible serious thing. And the clarification for the Knight of Swords. Yeah, look at that. The King of Wands and the Six of Swords. Literally what we just finished saying here, the clarification. So this clarification is to see about dwelling together. So if you can, to see how, because as you get to know this person, they may know how you get an inkling of you on dates, on outings. You may even go to their place overnight every now and again or something like that. But to really spend like 3 days living in the same place with each other, like a weekend thing, an extended weekend or something like that, or to see how you may interact with other people in other environments. And can you take the same, and they're looking at that as you as the King of Wands. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at to see if you can take the same demeanor that they're starting to really like, and if that is consistent in other worlds, in other situations. Are you putting on a front for something other, or is this genuinely you? And I also sense that this thought process may also be the same a bit for you, for them, that is, as in, that's one side. That's how they're looking at you with this possible excursions, this like small trips and all that. But you will be looking at them. Can they fit in your world, Sagittarius? Can they fit in your adventurous spirit? Can they fit in the fire and the passion, the somewhat out of the blue, can they move with the flow? Can they bring something to the flow? Outside of a controlled environment, can they, complement? That's what's going to be on your mind. And the Six of Swords literally shows someone going from a into more peaceful waters, as I always say. Okay, and this is the journey. This is like taking it a slow and steady momentum within reason. A lot of intellectual thought on this trip. That's why I said it's more intellectual. Really critically focusing now. Is this a potential? Okay, that's what's happening with you, Sagittarius. Okay, and you really want to, you're hoping that this brings you to a more peaceful place in your relational life. So, moving on, Sagittarius. Yeah, look at that. You cannot make this up. After you, after you go through the what do you call it? The intellectual escapades over here, then you enter into more of the heart mindset. So whatever happens here, it looks like it's going to be promising. For the majority of you, would seem. For some of you, I still see that you may be a little bit want some more time, which is great, which is fine. Okay, but for a lot of you as well, like whatever occurs on those trips, you're like gung ho. It's like, you know what? This is the one. I'm gonna focus my efforts. I'm gonna focus my love. I'm gonna pour my love in them. This seems like the one, and I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not gonna like play it haphazardly. I'm not gonna give it half of my efforts. I'm gonna give it my entire efforts. You know, and I want them to do the same. And I sense they may just compliment you with the same for a lot of you, but again, another part of you, I sense they may also have the same similar thing here where to slow certain things down. But for a lot of you, it seems like you're going to go gung-ho with this. So whatever happens on the possible trips or excursions that you may have together, it's definitely going to solidify certain things in your heart and in your mind. Let's see the clarification for the Knight of Cups. Yeah, look at that. The Three of Cups, jubilation, just a party, just excitement, just yes, like all the heavens have opened up. This is it. My cup is running over. This is a joy, pure bliss, pure bliss. It's like you're looking at the light, at life brighter. And that's the clarification for the Knight of Cups. You're like running to them, you know, and them you, and for most cases. I also sense for some of you, you have two particular significant individuals who are there to give you advice at this time so that you don't have your heart get carried away. Still take it step by step. I would suggest that yes, if it hits you as being the one, then still try to use a little bit of a practical approach. Okay, because that was the whole point of you starting off this love journey in the first place. Okay, changing your mindset. You don't want to do things towards the pursuit of love as you did in the past. You've strategically decided to change. So yes, it's great to be enamored, but still, let's try to control the flow and not let it get carried away. Okay? And Sagittarius, let's just take a look at this bonus card before we look at the angel message card. And the bonus card was, yeah, look at that, the Hangman. I literally just finished saying that. It's like the energy, the extra energy is here. You considering love and considering the affair of love in a totally different way than you used to in the past. Hangman just looking at things from a different angle and different perspectives. And I also sense that you were taking also more into consideration the love interest's perspective, their perspective as well. And it's going to add into the whole structure that you're developing through. Okay? I think that's the most appropriate thing I could say with that. Also, I'm guided right here back here to let you know, I feel this is interesting because this is supposed to be for January 5th to January 31st. However, I am also sensing that this part right here, because I'm clearly reading for, varying Sagittariuses in different age groups and different dynamics of life, I sense this part over here may be more so in the latter part of January, bleeding into even the mid part of February, okay? and for a very small few of you, the end part of February, but definitely within that zone. Okay, so let's take a look at the angel messages. Yeah, look at that. It's crazy. So, I mean, you have night, night, night. Okay? Did you get any more nights? You might get some more nights, but a lot of movement towards a certain, like a whole structure, a system, a systematic approach. Okay, so this is you, the Knight of Wands and the Empress, which is a perfect energy for what's happening here. The Knight of Wands is literally, should I go on this journey? Should I put in the time, put in the work? Should I take my vestiges? Should I take my resources? Should I take my efforts, my physical efforts to go on this journey? Okay? And I don't want it to be like a humdrum journey. I need to start moving in this subject of love in my life. Okay, that's why you're on the steed. Okay, you didn't get the page of wands. You got the Knight of Wands. That's because you basically know what you want, and you're still figuring certain things out as you go. But you know you don't really want to go at a slow pace. You know you're trying to find. You're opening like yourself to that particular relational of love. Okay, and the energy is also saying the Empress. This is you going after that abundance of love, that birthing of love. A lot of you want a family. I also sense some of you are considering your biological clock. That's why there's a bit of a no nonsense approach to the prospects of love. A lot of you have encountered a lot of with the Empress, have encountered a lot of different personality types. A lot of you have been perusing, as it were, and you really have basically a really good idea of what really makes your world, and you're really focusing to find that moving forward. You have a knack of sensing an abundance in potential, but the structure or the maturity level has always been an impediment, whether the maturity level was from the love interest or the maturity level, to be quite frank, in you, if you were ready to fully commit. It's one thing about saying commitment and also having the ability to commit. It's one thing about having a longing to do so and having the mental fortitude to follow through with that feeling. Okay, so that's what's happening here. That's that energy. So it looks like you are at a certain place in your life where you really do want this. Hence, one of the major changes that you've started changing your whole physical world. Okay, so Sagittarius, normally at this point I would direct you to the extended reading on my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Naveen Ferguson. You can find it in the description box below to become a YouTube member. But like I said, I'm including the extended in this YouTube message. So just, for some extra fun, Also, please feel free to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. And yeah, let's continue on and go into your extended reading for love, for my singles, said Sagittarius, love in January the 5th to January the 31st, 2023. So let's see here. We're going to see the extended connections between these and some clarifications between them. And the extended with the angel message. Very good. Okay, Sagittarius, let's take a look. So the extended information between the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, we have Judgment. Yes, it's literally what I said. Like a switch is gone, like in you, and you realize, you know what? I want to make a change in the way I go after the concept and the subject of love. You're not going back with the Ten of Swords. You're done with the pain and the wasted time and efforts. This is the universe saying, yes, it is time. It is literally acknowledging that switch in you, okay? And the universe is going to be helping you in this capacity. I'm sensing most of you, if not almost all of you, will your intuition will be heightened, especially at this time, especially with the point or the directed interest in love. You will be more discerning with who looks like a potential. Okay, you may even hear certain high frequencies. I'm sensing for some of you, and some of you, you may even hear things louder. I'm sensing. Okay, when you're closer to that possible interest. There was a lot of voices in your head, and Spirit is saying that it is silencing the voices that don't profit you in this love interest affair, so that you can be more focused on your internal self to delegate your external factors at this time. Okay, so that's what's happening, which makes sense because you're trying to organize certain things with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles coming up, and the the Five of Swords right there, finishing that battle. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's see what the connecting factor between the Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, look at that, the Hermit. I mean, this makes perfect sense because it's like, remember when we spoke about how you're looking to use the gift of your resources that's going to be coming up, that the universe is going to also provide to complement your switch in your physical world because you want to make a change, and the universe is going to complement that feeling, going to complement that growth with that start with the Fool. Okay, but to have patience in this flow, don't rush anything like that. Okay, look at that. You have the Hermit. This is literally a card of taking the time and making sure the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted. This is an intellectual advancement in one's mind to understand if the scenario makes sense. Is it worthwhile going forward and putting the efforts, really scrutinizing a situation, speaking in a way whereby you are complimenting everyone who is involved, everyone's potential, as well as not denying what you are searching for, very civil in that manner. Okay, makes perfect sense with the connection between these two right here, the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, and the energies of putting things together, organizing things, as it were. Okay, and also, yeah, remember the clarification right here with the Seven of Wands as well, having that talk, that delegation, as it were. Okay, with that possible significant other, that how would I put that, the way they don't may necessarily agree with you per se, but don't necessarily disagree with you either. They just see certain things a certain way. But I digress. But that is the connecting factor with those two right there. So let's see the clarification between the Judgment and the Hierophant. Yeah, see, really, literally in the span of taking that time, it's the start of something. Not to rush certain dynamics of your change. You have the Seven of Pentacles being the clarifier. This is literally, you put down those roots, you put down those seeds, you water them, you tend to them, you take care of the scene, like the surroundings, make sure the growth is not overtaking. You're pruning, you're weeding, you're taking care of the lambs, as it were, getting the rest where you need for clarity to come in, and you're waiting for the perfect moment to pick the fruit, to pick the pentacles. Okay, and watching out for the squirrels and whatever have you. It's basically taking care of this investment on your approach towards this love affair, the investment of yourself in towards another person's world or another people's world, as it were. Okay, this is literally you now starting to feel that, how would I put this harvest, if it's going to be meaningful, you need to not pick the fruits before they're ripe. You need to not treat it as you used to treat certain love affairs, as it were. Okay, so it makes perfect sense to be in this particular category over there. So let's continue on and see the extended between the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Ah, yes. And we also spoke earlier, like over here at the end part, where you have the Knight of, what do you call it? The Knight of Wands right here. When it comes to you moving forward in your love interest and love affair in life, that is. It was not a page, so it's not like slow, just getting started. You have certain levels of experience, and you basically know what you want. Right here between the Page of Pentacles, assessing your physical dynamic and being influenced also by that other individual, but also going on that possible love affair journey when it comes to your intellectual mindset, getting to know one another. You have the Page of Wands. So this makes perfect sense, because this way you've never necessarily approached a possible love interest in this way. This is brand new. Okay? For the majority of you, this is brand new because you made a certain shift and change of how you approached love. So what's coming across here with the Page of Wands, there will be like an entreat. So let me clarify that. So in the transition of whatever happens here, there will be a significant talk between you and your love interests. Okay? They aren't playing games either. They don't really have any time to waste. So this talk is going to be a bit deep, but it's going to be very welcomed by you. And the advice that's coming across here is that you may be a little bit naive, and they may also be a little bit naive, because you're going to say certain things, they're going to say certain things. I almost sense like a few of you, a good handful of you have come from different backgrounds, different worlds, basically. Okay? Or vastly different experiences. So right here, you're going to have to take time. You're going to have to be patient again and try to understand where they're coming from, as well as try to explain eloquently where you are coming from in your life and what you are looking for. What is your purpose? Okay, sometimes it's interesting because to have such deep conversations so early in a relational interest, but that's what's maybe happening here. Okay, in the month of January, you may have a deep conversation, and they're just trying to feel you out to see if they really should start this thing with you. Should they really continue on? Okay, so it is a critical conversation or an outing, because the Wands is more of an action, literal movement type capacity. See, he's in a motion state, versus like the Page of Pentacles, which is like a still state, consideration and poise and demure, certain respects. The Wands, you are moving. So this could be over a date. It could be over, a personal time, walking through the park, and suddenly, bam, this deep conversation happens. Okay? So just be wary of that, so that you can also start thinking, what do you want in life? What do you want out of a relationship? What are you looking at for? How has past relationships affected you? What are your turn-offs and turn-ons? Stuff like that. It's gonna come a bit out of the blue, is what I'm sensing. Okay, and it's good that you were putting yourself together in a relational mindset here, because if you didn't organize yourself and you came towards this discussion, you wouldn't be reflected in the best way. You'll look all flighty and all over the place, and you would give a chaotic feeling to this love interest, and they're not looking for that. Okay, they are not looking for that. They are looking for a foundation. Okay, same as you, but you just came to terms to start further creating that foundation. So let's see the clarification between the Hermit and the Page of Wands. Yeah, look at that. The High Priestess. So right here, when it came to that whole type of conversation, that value and different ways of looking at things, and both of you actually growing one another in a certain way and thinking outside the box, okay, with the whole onset of the Hangman, you have the High Priestess. When you start in these particular parts, it will you may understand the feeling of what they're saying a bit more than what they're saying. If that makes sense. It's like you will feel the heart of the matter before you understand the logics of the matter. Okay? And in that sense, this is actually a good time for you to filter things more so through your heart. Okay? When it comes to taking in their different points of views, okay? Because you realize the crux of the foundation, the crux of the anchor towards their views is situated in a positive light. Okay? Same as yours. Okay? But you have to be more encouraging, more understanding, and allow emotions to be worn on your sleeve, as it were. Try not to necessarily hold back the soft part of you at this time, because this person may not necessarily share normally their higher thoughts or deeper interests with just anyone. Okay? And they want to experience with someone who actually would appreciate it, who would actually care. So they need to see the care on you. Okay? And you just need to be authentic with your feelings. So if what they're saying makes you feel a certain way, allow those feelings to manifest. Don't try to stifle them. Okay? Wear your heart on your sleeve at this time, and it will not steer you wrong. They're looking for someone they can share their heart with, and this would be an opportune time to do that with. Your intuition is going to be heightened to understand what they're bringing across, because I also sense they will be, in this case, they'll be speaking in ways that are beyond their words. Okay? And they're looking for something to complement that. It's a complicated feeling-ish, but that's where intuition comes into play. Okay? Hence the High Priestess. So let's continue on, Sagittarius. So we have the connection. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. What did I just say? So after the connection between the extended and the connection between the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Remember, after that intellectual retreat, as it were, going on an excursion together, and then you come back and you're gung-ho to go after it with the whole heart and love and everything. The Ace of Wands, this is a signifying from the universe, yes, you have the green light. We're going to help you towards this goal. We're going to help you manifest this brand new project, as it were, this brand new event in your life, this movement in your life. Okay, you will feel the fire of movement. Your being will want to move in this direction, this capacity. Okay, and the universe is going to help you with that by further kind of lighting your feet in a way whereby you're not going to be lackadaisical with things, slow motions of things. You're going to be, treating it like a strong investment, honestly, because you realize the grand potential to change your life. This is an action that will change your life. Okay, Sagittarius, this love affair has the great potential to change your life. And you will get this spark sometime after the excursion, more so. I sense it may come when you're coming back from the excursion, and then you start to reflect. Okay? And that's going to put a fire in your soul, basically. And then the next day you'll wake up and you'll be on the Knight of Cups. Just, calling, let's go on some more dates, and let's spend some more time together, and I'm looking forward to this. And they're going to be basically on the same page as you. Okay? So let's see the connection factor between the the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Look at that. Justice. This is literally in this sense how you have the intellectual side and seeing if they could be in your world, and vice versa, and seeing if you can move towards those better days in relational structure. The connecting factor between the start and the green light effect. The Justice card is saying, in this complicated way, karma for all of you are going to be coming into a heightened way, and it's almost like in this time there are going to be so many signs and potentials that's really going to keep giving the stamp of approval, the stamp of approval, the stamp of approval. And it's almost going to feel like a dream. Honestly, this excursion, whatever this happens here, wherever you all decide to go, it's going to feel like a dream, honestly. And the justice is saying it almost feels like a lot of what you've gone through, you're going to feel like it's led you to this point to truly know the direction that you want to go in this love interest, in this love affair. And the feeling may be very much mutual. There will be some hard talks as well. But it's like, in this sense, it's asking you to not just trust per se what you're hearing, but allow your authentic, like, baggage, as it were, to be also revealed at this time. Because it's almost like, which also makes sense actually, because when you go on a trip, you even get into even more historic dynamics of your life from way back, possibly even from a kid, for some of you. Okay, these are the time. This excursion will definitely be the time where there will be truly a weighing effect for both of you, and to really see how best you complement one another. Okay, so be prepared for that, which also makes sense because it's a whole big conversation. Heavy talk here, heavy talk here. I mean, it's kind of grows into that. You know what I mean? So let's continue on and see what the angel message clarification extended is. There you go. You have the Five of Cups and you have the Magician. This is a journey. Okay, this is what I love. At the end of it all, and I sense, again, some of you may be the latter part of January and some of you may be the midpoint of February. You, by yourself, actually, you may just break down and cry with yourself in a complex way, because you're gonna be like, you really don't want your heart to be hurt anymore. I sense for a lot of you, you really don't want to waste your time. You've been there, done that with these spilled cups, and you're really hoping, really hoping that this next love affair is the one, and you're really taking up the courage to take those cups of love that are going to be offered in this new forming relationship. You're really hoping. There's a lot of wanting and longing and just it's almost unspeakable, which makes a lot of sense right here with the other angel message that you had here with the Knight of Wands and the Empress wanting to birth something. And I sense over here this is a bit more for the feminine energies as well, but right here we're having more of a masculine energies as well. The Magician saying that everything that you need in order to birth this, it is in you, and the potential for you to do like an alchemic reaction with sharing. Spirit just corrected me. With sharing their alchemic properties will make something totally new that you've never seen before. The potential may just be there. Okay, be brave. Take the cup of love. If you go through all of this and you come to that place where it's like, you know what, this is the relational pathway I want. This really is like the most. Give it the opportunity, and don't try to second guess yourself, because you are ready. The Magician is like, he has everything. You are ready to pursue love, okay, and to share your properties, who you are, everything that you are, with someone else to create something new. Okay, so Sagittarius, this has been a singles love reading. I really do hope that it has helped you and guided you in so many ways moving forward. It's great to actually have this in the start of the new year, I think, too. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe to the channel if this has helped you. Hit the bell icon, and to further support the channel, please feel free to become a YouTube member on my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Naveen Ferguson. It's in the description box below. I wish you all the best, Sagittarius. Bye.